My name is Pechi Sedu. Thank you very much for joining us. It's often said that the man is the head of the home in our local Ghanaian setting, and as such, they carry correspondent responsibilities of the family. But women in the Upper West region are beating up competition from their male counterparts in nearly all spheres of social life, including riding motorbikes, sometimes with their kids strapped behind their backs. Joy News' Komla Adom reports out of the number of women in the regional capital who ride motorbikes from one point to another, only a third of them wear protective helmets, raising questions about their safety.
Out of every 10 motorbikes that whizzes past you on the streets of the Upper West regional capital, at least 2 of them are being ridden by women. The use of motorbikes here used to be very popular years before 2008, when the yellow shoe-like Mahama Kambus were introduced. However, motorbikes still continue to play a key role in moving people and goods from one point to another. But the phenomenon of female riders has caught up over the years, with both young and old engaged in riding the motorbikes within the central business district of Wa. With their hijab and body coverings on, these women defy the onslaught of the harsh weather conditions and careless drivers on the road to transport themselves and their families through the community. But, like a way of life, women here are brave and daring. It is common to be bypassed by a pregnant woman riding her bike or a nursing mother taking the next curve with her motorbike. It is even more interesting when these women sometimes carry their 2-3 children on the same bike from one point to another. The situation on the streets of Accra, however, is in stark contrast to what pertains in the Upper West regional capital. While it took Abida 3 years to learn how to ride her motorbike, some of her counterparts picked up the skill quite early. The 24-year-old, who is waiting for the traffic light to turn green before she moves, tells me briefly how her husband taught her how to ride the motorbike, and it took 3 years for her to master the craft. So how long have you been riding?
3 years.
3 years. How difficult is it for you?
Very difficult.
Very difficult. Unlike Abida, Hajia has a helmet on and with a baby strapped behind her back en route the market. She tells me she started riding the motorbike in 2007.
That's what we used
Okay.
as a means of transport.
And you say you started riding since...
2007. I'm not afraid.
Hey.
That's my means of transport. It's the same time when we are driving a car.
Hajia is just one of the few women who rides her motor with a helmet. There have been reports of motor crashes here, with the police advocating for the strict use of helmets. But with caution thrown to the wind, the women here go about their daily activities and move from one point to the other without protective helmets.
International Director for Human Trafficking with SEWA Foundation, an NGO concerned with rescuing abused and stranded women in the Gulf state, is asking the Ghanaian government to show more commitment in the menace. Speaking at the release of the 2016 report on human trafficking, Dr. Tina Pipkin said human trafficking and slavery has become an international problem affecting millions of people in several countries across the globe, particularly in Africa. For Ghana, the menace is one of the biggest challenges facing the country at both national and transnational levels. The SEWA Foundation, through the help of the Kuwait government, has been able to rescue 6 Ghanaian women back to the country. At the moment, over 100 women have also been rescued by being kept in safe homes in Kuwait.
A little bit, I'm a little skeptical of how certain we are that this is not happening. I'd be surprised if it was absolutely not happening.
But you have the assurance from the Kuwait authorities.
We do have the assurance that they are monitoring this, that it is no longer happening in the wave that it was happening, because girls were leaving Ghana by the grove. I mean, they were showing up by the hundreds. I mean, we have no idea how many Ghanaian girls have really been captured from Ghana on false pretense and taken to Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. And we're working on that to really get a number of how many.
Roughly, what's the statistics?
Well, the statistics, I mean, if we have, I mean, and we're only going on based on what we know, based on what the girls report to us, and based on the girls that we have in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. So if we've been able to go over there and bring 6 home, we have over 100 in safe houses, and we've only made 2-3 visits. So you can imagine over the years, that could lead into the thousands. But we're coordinating with the government. The government is actually helping us because the government claims that they were unaware that this was going on in their country. And so we have...
Which government are you coordinating with?
In Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. So we have gotten the help of the government over there to help us to go in and get these girls, to rescue them, and even some of the perpetrators who have had a change of heart, if you will, to help us to go in and to locate some of our girls to be able to go in and rescue them. But it's not a one-entity show. It takes a lot of people to be able to go in and get these girls, because you can imagine that the captors don't want to release these girls. They're money for them. That's how they keep their operation going, by using the labor, free labor, if you will. And so there are many parties involved.
How is the coordination with the Ghanaian authorities? Because this is where visa is going to be issued, passport, everything they need in order to travel with. What is the coordination with the Ghanaian authorities?
Well, you know, in Ghana, it's pretty easy to get anything that you want. As a foreigner, I have discovered that it's real easy to get anything that you want here in Ghana. If you have enough money, it's not hard to get what you want. And unfortunately, it is easy for other countries to come into Ghana and to get these visas, let's say for the workers, because the perpetrators are coming into Ghana making it look good. They come into Ghana, they make all these fuzzy commercials for these girls, they make it look good. So Ghana is saying, yes, we get an opportunity to get our girls to go to a better life, to have a better opportunity to perhaps be able to send money back to help their families. And it's so far from the truth. And sadly, even in Ghana, we have some of our own officials here in Ghana that encourage our young people to go and be a part of these schemes, these scams. And it is really sad.
What do you think should be done about the current situation?
Yeah, it does. There needs to be a hierarchy. There needs to be some way to be able to track these girls. There needs to be a way that these girls are freely being able to contact their people, and to, if they're not being taken care of, if they've gotten over there on a lie, there needs to be a way that they can be able to come home.
And you're still watching News Today on Joy News. The 7-day ultimatum given to Gbese Mankyeni Ayibonte II to abdicate his throne expires today. A spokesperson for the 5 members of the Gbese Jase say they are meeting with their lawyers to initiate legal action to restore the dignity of the Gbese throne. The Gbese Mankyeni in recent times has come under pressure to step down for breaching royal ethics when he said he would abdicate his stool if the President John Mahama lost the December general election. Gbese Shipi Numo Okai Teteku, a member of the Jase, tells Joy News they will be seeking legal redress on this matter.
And resolve that at the end of the 7 days, we'll go ahead. So we, the Jase, are all in agreement. So we are going on with our intent as we announced last week. We were, as you know, before we even embarked on this situation, we had the resolve, and we were all committed. After all, we are fighting for the honor of the stool, because it has become like a laughing stock. Everything else will be played out in court. This is not something that is traditional. After all, where the Parliament passed the laws for the National House of Chiefs to abide by, and those laws were all rules of ethics were very specific as to the conduct of the chieftaincy institution. So we are taking it to the court for interpretation as to if the pronouncement made is in conflict with what National House of Chiefs have stipulated as the rules of conduct. So that's all that we're going to do.
Let's get more on this. And Gbese Shipi Numo Okai-Teteku joins us live on the line. Good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Numo. Hello, Numo Shipi.
Hello, hello.
Good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, well, I'm in a nice place. Okay, yeah.
So earlier you told us that you're going to court on this particular matter. I want to know exactly what you intend to do at the court.
Hello, listen, are you talking about the current court?
Yes, I'm talking about the issue with Nii Ayibonte and the fact that you wanted him to abdicate his stool in 7 days. The ultimatum expires today. You said that you would go to court on this matter, and I'm asking, what exactly do you intend to do at the court?
We meet, and then, you know, after all, we gave a week's notice, right? So nothing has happened. So we, the judge, are going to meet and then move on to the next stage, resolve it.
Yes, earlier you told us that you were... Hello, Numo.
Yes.
Could you reposition yourself? There were some breaks in your line there. I was only asking exactly what you intended to do at the court, although the 7-day ultimatum expires today.
So, I went to court on a separate issue.
No, not the case you went to court on. I'm asking about the fact that you said you were still going to court on this Nii Ayibonte issue. And I'm asking exactly what do you want from the court?
Exactly when are we going to the court? Oh, it's so noisy around here, so I'm sorry.
All right, let's we'll try and restore contact to Numo Shipi. He is the Gbese Shipi there in Accra. It seems you're having some challenges with his line. We can try again now, whether the line is better. Hello, Numo. You're still watching News Today on Joy News. We'll be back shortly. Don't go away.